Hey guys, it's Tucker here, and today I want to make a video about hair care. Now this video is going to be how I take care of my hair and how I bleach it and maintain it to be more healthy after I bleach it. And yes, this is not my natural hair color. My natural hair color is actually a light brown, and I have to bleach my roots every 4 to 6 weeks. And I want to throw a disclaimer out. I am not a professional, but I am just going to talk about how I bleach my own hair, and I prefer you guys probably go to a salon and do it, but I'm just going to tell you how I bleach my hair. Like I said, disclaimer, I'm not a professional. Now, the type of bleach powder I use is by Wella. It is Blondor, and this is the product. Hopefully you guys can see it alright. Now this lasts me a very long time, mainly when I do just only my roots. I actually favor this bleaching powder a lot more between the other brands I've used. I did use Quick Blue, and as much as a lot of people use it, I actually personally don't like it as well. I find that the Blonder by Wella actually works a lot better with my hair, and it doesn't go to a bronze really. It does yellow because that's the stages of bleaching your hair and the stages it goes for lightening your hair. It is a blue powder and it is supposed to tone your hair as well, and I really do prefer this a lot. It's a really good powder bleach. I also use this bleach on other people like my dad and my boyfriend. It works wonderfully with their hair. My boyfriend's hair actually comes out a lot better than mine. And now since I talked about the powder bleach, I would like to tell you guys what I use for the developer. Now, the developer depends on how much you want to lighten your hair and how fast you want it to lighten. Now, personally, I use Wella Color Charm and Money Developer to bleach my roots, and yes, it does turn yellow. It doesn't go fully like platinum or white, or whatever you want to call it. And I usually leave it on for like, well, it depends. I kind of watch how my hair is turning out and then I just wash it out whenever. But do not go over like, let's just say an hour or like 45 minutes. I never do it over an hour at all. And sometimes I will use a 30 developer, and you really want to watch out with the higher developers. You don't want to leave it on too long, and I don't suggest leaving it on for more than 30 minutes. And watch your hair a lot. And sometimes if I want the bleach to go faster, I usually put a hair bag on my head, and I also take a blow dryer for it for about like 3 to 5 minutes, and then I let it sit for like 10 more minutes and check on it. I check on my hair at least 10 to 20 minutes. But for the 30 developer, you want to check on it often, a lot more often than you would for a 20 developer. I do not suggest going for a 40 developer unless you're a professional and you know what you're doing. Me, myself, I never will do or try a 40 developer. I'm comfortable with a 20 and a 30. Now, let's say you want to protect your hair before you bleach it, and if you do, I suggest using coconut oil. And if you want to use coconut oil, I actually use this, and my friend uses it as well. And I use this before I apply my bleach. Usually I put it, well, I don't really apply this to my roots, but if I'm doing like my ends or something, or if it's something that needs to be protected, I actually do use the coconut oil so it isn't as harsh for the bleach on your hair. And I use the coconut oil because it isn't going to be as harsh for your hair when you bleach it. And if you have the hair I have now, like this light, I do not recommend bleaching on top of it. Please do not. I'd rather you tone it with like any type of toner. I use Wella Color for toner, and I also use the generic Shimmer Lights. Since I mentioned toning my hair, the only thing I use to tone my whole hair is a generic for Shimmer Lights, and it is this. It's like, I think a 33-ounce bottle. It is huge. I get it from my local Sally's, and that's where I got most of my products except for the Blondor. The Blondor is a professional product, I think, and you have to buy that on Amazon, which is where I had to buy it from. And it is around like $30. It is very costly. Now, for the generic Shimmer Lights, I only leave mine on, like, if I'm starting to have yellow in my hair, like right now, you probably can't tell, But if it starts to get dull, I like to put on some generic shimmer lights. And yes, I put it straight on. I do not wet my hair first, and this probably goes for what you prefer to do your hair, but this is just how I do my hair. I put it straight on my dry hair, and I let it sit for about 7 to 10 minutes. I do not go over that unless it's really, really yellow like my roots. I will apply this to my roots and let it on for about 30 minutes, but it depends on how light and how yellow your hair is already. Like if it's this light, probably leave it on your hair for about 5-7 minutes because you don't want it to go totally purple. And if it stains a purple/gray, it will wash out after a few washes. And if you do apply this purple shampoo to your hair, please do not shampoo your hair with your regular shampoo bottle. Please use conditioner right after. Leave it in your hair for a couple minutes and then wash it out. It will feel amazing. Now, if your hair is really yellow, I suggest using a Wella Color Charm toner. At least I think that's what it's called. And I do not have the bottle on me, so I can't exactly show you, but I do use it, and I leave that probably on for about well, you want to follow the bottle. Please follow the bottle, and you have to use, I think, a 20 developer with it. And I would think it's like 30 minutes you have to leave it on, but do not quote me, and then you have to wash it out. It will turn purple. It will not turn your hair purple. I used to think that. I put it on my hair, and I'm like, oh my god, it is such a dark purple. My hair is going to be awful, but no, it actually turned out amazing. It is as white and platinum as it can be, and I just adore it. Now for the hair care part, and what I use on my hair every day. Well, I shouldn't say every day, but what I use to shower it with. I personally use mane and tail, and I know people are like, well, that's for horses, but it is a very amazing organic shampoo and conditioner that you can use. I personally love it. I used to use Dove, and Dove is a really good conditioner, but I do not like their shampoo because it gets too sudsy. And the bad thing about suds is it cleans your hair way too much. It strips the good protective layer off your hair, and it kind of washes it way too much. It's a little bit too harmful, and you would have to wash your hair way more often. So I personally use Mane and Tail Deep Moisturizing. I get it from my local Walmart. And let me tell you one thing, the Deep Moisturizing shampoo feels wonderfully. It actually kind of feels like a conditioner. It doesn't get too sudsy, which I like. You want to watch out for that with your shampoos. And it is a blue shampoo and conditioner. With like platinum hair, you want to watch what kind of conditioner and shampoo you use when it comes to color, because you do not want to put yellow toned shampoo and conditioner in your hair because sometimes it can wash out in your hair and kind of stain it a little bit. So I kind of avoid them types, and I found this working really wonderfully. It makes my hair a lot more healthier. When I was using the Dove and stuff like that, or Suave and L'Oreal, my hair felt dry. It wasn't even very moisturized. It felt awful, and I actually found that this shampoo conditioner actually made my hair a lot better, a lot healthier. I'd actually start listening how many times I had to wash my hair. It would stay perfectly clean for about 4 days. So every like 4th or 5th day I will wash my hair. And I know that probably sounds really gross because usually you wash your hair every other day or every day, but let me tell you, it does work wonderfully with your hair. It'll make it a ton healthier, and my hair growth actually increased. Ever since I've been using this, my hair has got a lot thicker. My hair is usually thin. I will go to my local hairdresser and they're like, I cut so much hair off of you and you still look like you have a whole head of hair. Like you have tons of it on your head and there's tons of it on the floor. It's due to this shampoo and conditioner I've been using, as well as the coconut oil. It works wonderfully with my hair and I suggest it. Now, if you want to give your hair a little bit more of a shine and more, I wouldn't say too oily, but you want it to not look too damaged and stuff like that, I personally use the coconut oil. I do not use a lot of it. I just put my hand in the jar and get a tiny bit out, rub my hands together, and then slightly massage it through my hair. And it will make your hair feel a lot better. Now, it will be a little oily, so you gotta watch out how much you put in your hair. And I don't suggest putting like a whole wad in your hair because then your hair is going to look greasy and you don't want that. Now, something that you will notice if you straighten your hair, where you straighten your hair the most, it will turn yellow because of the heat. And my ends are actually the most yellowest of my hair, except, well, my roots are too, but that's because I'm bleaching them and I'm trying to tone them. But if I use a 3D developer on my roots for like about 20-30 minutes, then I did notice it does lighten to my actual hair color. And with the whole bleaching thing, I do use a bowl and a brush. I do not just slap it on with my hands because do not do that. It will be so splotchy and it will not come out well at all. It will not go out in your favor. I promise you that. I used to do that. Like there's this time where I think I used Splat, and let's just say when I tried to bleach my hair and it was black, dyed black, I do not suggest going black if you want to go to platinum blonde because it's going to be a very long process and it's going to be yellow, it's going to destroy your hair, and it's going to be so bronzy because I learned that the hard way. And yet, after I did bleach my hair that time, I still went to black and I'm here with my hair, but actually I did went to a lot of other colors. I did red, I did rainbow, I did pink and purple. You name it, I did it. Except for a whole head of blue. Only thing I didn't do. And let me say, it took about 2 bleaches for me to get where I'm at, and a ton of toning. And I mean a ton. I had to use 2 color charms every like week for like, I only used it like 2 times, which was once a week. And I got where I'm at now, and it takes a lot to maintain this hair. And I mean a lot. It also takes a while to get the color that you desire with platinum blonde or a very ash blonde. I like the ash blonde preferably, which is what I usually use. So this is the developer I use. It is Wella Color Charm. It is a huge bottle and this will last you a long time. I had 2 bottles of these and it's lasted me over a year. And there is a shelf life with this, so I think these are only good for like a year or 2. So if it's been a year since you've had this, you probably want to get another one, or maybe even after 2 years get another one because it isn't going to be as effective. And if you are going to bleach your hair, what you want to do is do a 2-to-1 ratio. You will want 1 scoop of this with 2 scoops of this. It's backwards, but you get the point. Always do a 2-to-1 ratio, and I think for the toner with like the Color Charm Wella toner, it is the same exact way, and it is very jelly like. And if you have long hair like me, if you're doing your whole head, I suggest using 2 bottles, not just 1. I made the mistake of using 1 and I almost ran out and it was terrible. The back of my head was a lot yellower still than the rest of my hair. But if you have your hair already how it is and it's pretty a light yellow or platinum and it's starting to go a little yellow, please use this. I prefer using it on dry hair rather than wet. I think when it's on wet hair it doesn't go as well. It doesn't save your hair as well and it doesn't tone it the best that it could. Like I said, I am not a professional. This is how I do my hair care and I wanted to give some tips and advice of what to use, and I wanted to share what I use to keep and maintain my hair. I had so many people ask, how do you do your hair? And I would say it's a long process, and I would try to explain to them the best way I can. And if any of you guys notice how you like my hair and how it is, I just wanted to give you a hair care video. So like I said, disclaimer, I'm not professional. If you're going to get your hair done, please do the research, because I had to do probably hours, days worth of research before I actually did my own hair. And if you aren't comfortable doing your own hair, please go to a professional. I advise going to a professional before anything else, because when I was getting my hair the way it is, I had to go to the professional because it was going too yellow. I didn't know what to do, and after going there and learning what I did, this came out. And one last thing, please do not over process your hair because it will fall out, it will become like spaghetti, and it's just going to be very damaged and very awful, and you do not want that. So please do not overprocess your hair. If your hair is this light already, or just a very light yellow, do not bleach it again. Please use toner. That's all I have to say, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a big ol' thumbs up, drop a comment down below. If you want to see more videos by me, please subscribe, and tell me what other videos you want to see by me in the comments. Bye guys.